So I put some time into Fantasy Strikes and I thought I'd give it a few opinions. First, what I liked about the game was I liked the graphics. I thought they were pretty decent, pretty good animation. Although to be honest, as mentioned in a previous video, a lot of moves do look very familiar indeed. The music and sound is also pretty decent. Initially when I first saw the game I thought the gameplay looked a bit slow, but having actually played the game, it doesn't bother me too much at all. And I have to say that the combat is fun and it seems pretty fluid, and it's quite satisfying as well when your opponent messes up and you counter, and that's actually quite satisfying. I do actually enjoy that. So I do actually think it is quite a fun little game. I watched a few videos on what they were talking about, trying to bring the back to the basics for the fighting game, so I can actually see what they're doing here. They stripped it all down to basics, so you have one button for one move. There's very few moves per character. You're probably talking 6, 7, perhaps 8 moves per character. You have like one super move which you can do on the ground, and another one which you can do in the air, and it's basically the same for all the other buttons as well. So one button you do a certain move in the air, on the ground, and then you have your basic attack button, which you do sometimes have a bit of a command motion as well. You press forward on the button or back on the button. So you are talking probably around about 8 or 9 different moves. So I like the idea of bringing it back to basics. So there's a game called Rising Thunder that tries to do a very similar thing, but this strips it back even more. The problem I have with it is initially it's going to be fun. Rising Thunder I found fun, but Rising Thunder I felt just had that little bit more depth. You had a few extra options available to you which enabled a little bit more creativity, and I think where this game is going to suffer is the creativity, because the characters are so limited. There's certain moves. So I'm sure there's going to be a few things you can find out, like one of the characters can stop time and then you can do your own move afterwards. So I mean there's going to be some element of creativity, but compared to a lot of fighting games out there, I think it's really going to affect it in the long run. I think what they were trying to get for is more tactical, based on what your opponent does. They talk about how each move has a use. It's balanced in a way, so if one move is invincible, perhaps has a longer starter, but I have noticed a few moves seem to be a bit overpowered. Problem what I have though is I think they're catering more to the beginners, and I think the higher end gameplay wise it is really going to suffer. I know that they're funding it on Fig at the moment, and they're just having a quick look at it now. They're looking for $500,000, and they're up to about 69,898 as of this moment, with 25 days to go. And I'm not too sure that they're going to actually make it. I know where they've put down on their goals, they're going to put new characters and general polish, but I think gameplay wise they're going to have to just perhaps expand on it a little bit more. I appreciate the idea of it, of bringing things to the basic. Like they bring up Street Fighter 2 as an example, for argument's sake. They say that the reason Street Fighter 2 is still popular is it's a very basic fighting game compared to what's happening now, and more recent games have added loads of new mechanics, which is true, but you have to remember, even with Street Fighter 2, like a really basic fighting game, you had light punch, medium punch, heavy punch, light kick, medium kick, heavy kick. You had that in the air, you had it crouching, you had footsies. You had different strength fireballs, so you can check out medium, heavy, slow fireballs. Dragon Punch, you can do light, medium, heavy. You know, and when you think about it that way, that's where this game may suffer a bit as well. Because Rising Thunder, while I initially found that a fun game, you had this really cool mechanic where you could cancel to move to continue a combo, and that just added a little bit more depth than this game had. But even then with Rising Thunder, I did find myself getting bored of it pretty quickly. But anyway, the demo's out there. It was free to download and people have been trying it over the weekend, so I'd really like to know just what other people's opinions are on this game. You know, variety of opinions, from the beginners to the actual hardcore experts, what they actually think.
Round 4. Fight. Fight. KO. Round 6. Fight. KO. Perfect. Round 7. Fight.